Today is a joyous day for Star Wars fans everywhere as we finally have the second trailer for Rogue One, and in this video we will be breaking it down and taking other information released in an attempt to learn all we can and analyze all the major revelations we got from the trailer. Before we start though, I just want to say as far as the trailer goes, it was really amazing and awe-inspiring. The visual effects look so great they almost seem to me to be like miniatures. Overall, the trailer was absolutely fantastic, and I will be completely honest, the first trailer was intriguing but a little bit lackluster, but this one absolutely knocked it out of the park, and this film looks like it's going to be really special. Anyway, with that said, let's go ahead and begin with the breakdown. The first shot is of a village on the planet of Jedha, which is said to be a planet very in tune with the Force and was home to one of the first civilizations to truly embrace the Force. It's primarily a place for wanderers to visit and pay respects to the fallen Jedi Order and their way of life. This is where we will find Saw Gerrera, played by Forrest Whitaker, Baze Malbus, and Chirrut. Due to the planet being somewhat anti-Empire, the rebellion has found great success there recruiting soldiers, and this is likely why Jyn, played by Felicity Jones, and Cassian Andor, played by Diego Luna, visit to recruit warriors for their mission to steal the Death Star plans. The planet, however, has now been occupied by the Empire in an effort to stomp out the rebels present, but Saw Gerrera is leading an insurgency to keep Jedha a sacred place that stands as a beacon of hope and represents that the Empire is not all powerful. During this, we get a great shot of a Star Destroyer hovering above the planet, which is likely there as the primary base for the Empire, and they send various troop transports and TIE fighters down to the planet to keep order and hunt down the rebels. Next is a bit more of a scene which was heavily featured in the first trailer between Jyn and Mon Mothma, a very important figure in the galaxy who you should recognize as the main rebellion leader. Here we get to see that Andor is very anxious to be involved in the theft of the plans, as doing so is crucial for the survival of the rebellion. Here we get a great shot of the exterior of the Yavin base, where we can see a U-wing fighter take off, a new ship featured in Rogue One, along with various ancient temples in the background. In Legends, Yavin is really significant and has important ties to the dark side and the Sith, including one of the temples being the resting place of Exar Kun and Frida Nad, and with Yavin also being the final resting place of Jedi Master Revan. Hopefully we can get some kind of nod to one of these ancient Sith Lords in Rogue One, as canonizing one would be a huge treat to many EU fans. We then get a voiceover from Andor that explains that he has been recruiting for the rebellion for a long time, which is a reference to a ton of things, including his freeing of the Imperial Enforcer droid known as K2, played by Alan Tudyk via motion capture. K2 and Andor have been together for several years, and K2 is fully devoted to Captain Andor, as he views him as his savior who freed him from his Imperial programming. Alan Tudyk also recently revealed we will see other Enforcer droids in Rogue One, and that they will be much different from K2. Next is a shot of the character known as Baze Malbus and Chirrut, where Baze reveals a huge plot point we will address later. The planet they are on appears to be a new one that has not been in the first trailer and looks to be the home of an Imperial base. The planet looks to be quite rainy and mountainous. Here we see Baze kill several stormtroopers exiting the base. Following is the main appearance of one of the characters I am most excited to see in Rogue One, played by Donnie Yen, who is Chirrut. Chirrut is a student of the Force who practices beliefs similar to the Jedi, however, does not hold the sensitivity of the Jedi Knights before him. That being the sensitivity to the Force, and thus his ability to use the Force is less than a Jedi, but still significant. Chirrut does hold a connection to the Force strong enough that he can somewhat use the Force to see, despite his blindness, and is still an extremely skilled fighter. As a side note, despite Kanan from Rebels recently being blinded by Darth Maul, they are not the same character. There are also other students of the Force present on Jedha, with similar beliefs to Chirrut. The organization they belong to is eerily similar to the group in the Aftermath books known as the Acolytes of the Beyond, a group of Sith sympathizers and Darkseid worshippers who are infatuated with the Sith and Darth Vader. I actually believe this group evolves into what we now know as the Knights of Ren, and the students of the Force on Jedha are very similar to this, with the exception of exploring the Jedi and the light side, not the Sith and the dark. We see here that there are stormtroopers who have apprehended Andor and Jyn, but Chirrut intervenes, dodging blaster fire that then kills one of the troopers holding Jyn. Next is a great moment with K2, who tells Jyn he will not kill her because Andor says she is a friend. It was said that this type of humor will be featured throughout the film, as K2 is simply brutally honest and doesn't quite grasp human behavior just yet. Next is one of my favorite moments of the whole trailer, when we see a fully complete Death Star approaching the planet of Jedha, with the film's main villain, Director Krennic, standing on the bridge of the Death Star, with other Imperial officers surrounding him. At this point, we reach a big potential spoiler, so if you don't want to be spoiled, skip to the timecode on screen. I will give you a few seconds to do so. Alright? So it is here that I believe the Death Star will destroy the planet of Jedha, which is what we could be seeing later on in the trailer with the group escaping the planet as it implodes. Something to back this up is Baze's comments earlier in the trailer when he yells that they destroyed their home. In A New Hope, when the Death Star shot Alderaan, the planet exploded, and the reaction appeared to be much different. However, Jedha looks to be much larger than Alderaan, and of course is made up of different things, which could account for the different reaction of the destruction. Another option, which we will go more in depth later, is that the laser is not at full strength, as the tropical planet of Scarif, which has been heavily featured, has been said to have kyber crystals, the crystals used to make a lightsaber, and now supposedly power the super laser of the Death Star. It could be what we are seeing with the explosion of Jedha could be a result of the less powerful laser. Since I assume the Battle of Scarif occurs after Jedha's destruction, the laser may not have been at full power, and the result was a more unstable and brutal reaction, allowing the rebels time to escape. Next is various shots of the Battle of Scarif, interspliced with a sequence on Jedha with an Imperial tank destroying buildings in the village. We also see, though, the rebels have effectively fought back, as the streets are littered with dead stormtroopers. Following is a scene with K2, where he tells the group that there is a 97.6% chance of failure to get the plans, an obvious callback to C-3PO constantly throwing out percentages. Next is more shots of the rainy planet with the rebels attacking the base, with the fantastic addition of X-Wings attacking from the sky as the other rebels attack from the ground. A while back, there was a rumor that Darth Vader would play a major role in a sequence involving rain, attacking rebels, or in this case, defending the base. I really hope this is true, and the key scene mentioned by the filmmakers to have Darth Vader in it is this sequence with the rain. Fingers crossed we see Vader take out some rebels with his beautiful crimson lightsaber. Next is a cool shot of Baze firing a rocket launcher at an AT-ACT walker, a larger variant of an AT-AT, used not only as a military walker but also used to transfer cargo. This leads me into the tropical planet of Scarif, where the Empire has established a huge base and has been mining for kyber crystals to use to power the Death Star's laser, and these walkers are used to transfer the crystals. The rebels are believed to attack the base to either stall the Empire or because the plans are on the planet, which we do get to see Jyn running with what could be the Death Star plans in the sizzle reel, as in A New Hope they are described as data tapes, and Jyn looks to be possibly running with what could be the tapes. Next is a little bit more of the conversation between Saw Gerrera and Jyn, where Jyn appears excited to finally be taking it to the Empire, and in her words, make a real difference. Following this is the group outrunning what could be the destruction of Jedha, and Cassian jumping into hyperspace to avoid the chaos. Following is a shot of a TIE fighter slamming into a few Death Star gunners in a control room on the rainy planet, and Jyn on top of what looks to be a tower with the planet of Scarif below, evident by the ocean and white sand far below her. Then a TIE fighter pulls right up in front of her, and I assume this could be a fake out, and one of the rebels have taken control of the TIE, with my guess being Bohi Rook, played by Riz Ahmed, who is playing a pilot for the Empire who deserts after seeing the horrors they are capable of. And finally, a last shot of the whole group led by Jyn in a U-Wing, where Andor says they are with her all the way. So that is the whole trailer. Oh wait, am I forgetting something? Oh yes. Darth Vader appears ever so briefly at the end, looking at what looks to be the Death Star plans, and we get to hear the iconic, menacing breathing of the legendary Lord of the Sith. So that is the whole trailer, absolutely phenomenal, and it does a fantastic job of building hype for Rogue One this December. In all honesty, this may have possibly been one of the best trailers I have ever seen, and looks astounding from story to effects. And that's basically it. Thank you all so much for watching my breakdown/review, and please tell me what you think of the trailer and all your predictions below. Give the trailer a grade out of 10, then score out of 10 how excited you are. Personally, I would give the trailer a 10 and my excitement about a 9. A great work of art by Lucasfilm as far as the trailer is concerned, and hopefully the movie itself is just as great. If you have any lore topics or questions you want answered, do not hesitate to tweet them at me at StupendousWave on Twitter, or leave a comment and I will try my best to answer or make a full video dedicated to your topic. Thanks again so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for everything Star Wars and Rogue One. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.